There's a lot of topics to cover within the breast cancer community. In A Beautiful Self, we bring in the experts to inform, to take your questions, and to inspire.
Tune in Tuesdays at 12 on Facebook and Instagram Live to join the conversation.
My name is Dana Dinerman. I'm a breast cancer survivor and an entrepreneur, and I cannot wait to speak live with Beautiful Self organization.
See you there.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tip Tuesday. I'm Jillian.
I'm Michelle.
How's everybody? Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend and that you're all safe and happy and healthy. And today, our very special guest is Dana Dinerman. She is a thriver, a designer, and an entrepreneur. Hi, Dana. Thank you so much for joining us today.
For having me.
We are very excited to get talking to you. You know, Dana is here today to chat with us about survivorship, challenges, finding swimwear in the summer, as she is a designer. So we can't wait to talk to her about that and really staying positive through it all. So we're excited to talk to Dana today. But first, I have to ask Michelle, as always, Michelle, do we have any housekeeping?
We have a little bit of housekeeping that I wanted to just remind everyone out there that we are doing an impact promotion, impact color cosmetic promotion with the lovely Stanley, and it's called Beautiful You. I would love to pull it up, but I can't figure it out right now.
Here.
You have it? Okay, yeah, you have it on actually, Jill. There it is. It's a 2-part promotion, lip gloss and a lipstick, and Beautiful Self receives $12 for every purchase of the Beautiful You from Impact Cosmetics. So thank you, Stanley, and you will love the shimmery gold. I love it, love it.
Yeah,
just like I love, yeah, go ahead, Jill.
I was gonna say, it's just a beautiful beachy nude. It's a gorgeous duo because I think finding that right nude is hard. And you can change it with lip liners. It's just beautiful. And then it's the gloss separate. So you can either have the matte creamy lipstick or you can have the gloss. Sorry, but you know, I'm a nude girl, so I have to jump on and be like, wait, I want to say more about it.
She's the nude, I'm the gloss.
Yeah, so good. So having said that, are we ready to chat with Dana?
Absolutely. I can't wait. I can't wait because we have been following Dana since I think 2016 when she would have in her feed these beautiful headdresses on top of these gorgeous models in swimwear. And it just obviously caught our eye. And I just am so happy that we're still here today.
And if you have any questions, anyone, just drop them, or comments, just drop them right in the feed. So, but first, Dana, let's, because, you know, we are a breast cancer community, so we always want to kind of go in head on with that and talking about our journey. So I wanted to just ask if you would share with our audience a little bit about your journey and where you're at now with cancer.
Sure. This is my 10th year. It'll be 10 years in November that I was diagnosed. If I can't believe it, you know. So it was back in 2011, and I was 34 at the time. My son was just turning 1, and we were hoping to have more children. Found a lump on my own, and which was a little tough because, you know, I was still breastfeeding my son, and went in, and at first I was told that it was just a clogged milk duct, nothing to worry about. And my husband asked for me to go in a couple months later just to have a follow-up, just to be sure if it didn't go away. And thankfully I did go in for the follow-up because I had a different doctor, and they said it had grown and we needed to take care of it. So I went in and out of treatment, had a recurrence exactly a year later to the day I was diagnosed with a recurrence in my neck nodes. Had to go into treatment for 3 months. They couldn't operate due to the location. It went away, had radiation, and it just kept coming back. You know, I had moments of being able to kind of just enjoy life without being in treatment, but then it would come back and I would find symptoms, and I actually self-diagnosed myself quite a bit. And I always tell people you have to be your own advocate, because the doctors, they're wonderful. They're trying to do their job. They really are there. They want to help you, you know. There are some that, you know, you got to wonder, but for the most part, they're just trying to help you. But you know yourself best. So if you see something that's just not normal or it's concerning, raise the red flag and keep asking questions, because that's what I did. And I was told, oh, this is not a big deal. Oh, it's probably just this. But if I hadn't pushed for better answers and I hadn't done a little bit of the research, thanks to Dr. Google, which my, husband, but you have to just face your fears, and you just got to go with it, because it will save your life, hopefully, in the end.
I love that you just said that and that you shared that, because we have many in our community that have had multiple reoccurrences. And when you go in to see the doctors, and like you said, they're amazing. They're there to save your life. But like Dina's just saying online now, but there are also misses, because I think that we feel once we get past the first hurdle that we become hypochondriacs. And that every pain, every itch, every bulge, every bruise is now, we're like, ugh. So I think we tend to, if we don't advocate, we dismiss too much,
Clear out the noise. And a lot of the people that are telling you that you're being a hypochondriac, or that maybe you're, because all your friends and family want to see you heal and move forward, because they don't understand our cancer world. They don't understand that this is our world now. They don't have to live in it. Cancer can be a part of our world, but it's never going to disappear. But our friends and family around us, they're wonderful as well, but they want to just say, okay, bye. Now you're you again. What they don't realize is we're going through our own transformation. We're going through our own, we're seeing the world a little differently, and we just need their support, really, in the end. So you got to block out the noise, and you got to listen to you at the end. You really do.
That is really good advice. And, whenever we have a wonderful guest on like yourself, and we like to go through and look at all, your Instagram and your social, and really, we feel like Michelle said, we have been following you and we have been in touch over the years, which is so wonderful. But something really stood out to me. Thank you. Well, something really stood out to me on your Instagram. So I wanted to ask you about it, because under your name, it says, Dana Dinerman, and underneath it says living in real time. And that really struck out to me. So I just wanted to ask you what that means to you.
That means to be living in the moment. Before I was diagnosed, I used to be such a planner. I still am a planner. I still kind of go, but now when people ask me, what are you doing for Christmas? And, and it's July, I kind of go, I don't know, where before cancer, I said, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I could never enjoy the day. I was always thinking ahead. I was always thinking, plan. And then the planning would come up, or the event that I'd be planning for. And I couldn't enjoy it because I was already moving ahead, mentally. And I remember even telling my husband, gosh, I wish I could just enjoy the moment. I wish I could just enjoy the day. And cancer just came in and made me realize you better enjoy that day. Because no one, even if you're diagnosed with cancer or not, you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. You don't. And so, and I think I realized this with riding horses. I like to ride horses for my healing. And with horses, you have to stay in the moment. You can't be thinking of anything else, because they sense that. And they're very spiritual animals. They're very, very, they're in tune with your energy. And so if you even think about anything else, they'll just start taking advantage of you.
Wow.
And so whenever I get off the horse, I go, wow, that was so nice to stay in the moment. And so I try to carry that energy in with me every day.
I love it. It was amazing. It really stuck with me, because I try very hard, but I do find myself going backwards a lot, like looking back, and I'm like, no, be in the moment. Don't look at, just be right now. So that is great advice. And thank you for sharing that. So now I want to talk about you, because you are a designer.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And you are a designer, and I want to talk to you about Hulabelle, which is your designer, and you're a designer of resort wear, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what was the reason you started that?
Oh, the reason was because there was lack of resources for swimwear for women who had been through situations like ourselves. I had a mastectomy with no reconstruction. I went into the department store because we were going to go on a trip to Hawaii. And I just took advantage of the fact that I had always been able to just go into the store and just shop and find something. When I went in, I realized, wow, there's nothing for me. And then I went to the shop for women who have had breast cancer, and the mastectomy lines, and and everything was made for women who were quite older. I mean, I was in my 30s at the time, and I was just like, I can't wear this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And so I started looking around, and I couldn't find a whole lot out there that I liked. And being from California, I'm used to really, really nice looking swimsuits. We've got a lot of great brands out here. I have access to a lot of beautiful collections, but none of them fit me. And I was just bummed out. And so I thought, we've got to do something about this. And then I started hearing from other people. Slowly, social media started building at that time, because it was 2011. Wasn't as big back then as it is now. And I started hearing people say the same thing. And there was a whole group of us, that not just with swimwear, but with lingerie and other things as well. And it was just the timing. I think all of us just started kind of,
Yeah, you were showing your designs.
I think they're just magnificent.
They are.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
I just decided to, I have no design background. I just wanted to try to do something that.
You don't. You just did this like out of your creative brain.
I guess so, yeah.
Wow. I am obsessed with the one on the bottom left. That is so gorgeous.
Gorgeous. At Fashion Week San Diego. I decided to pursue going through, my hometown. I was invited to be a part of that, and it was awesome. It was just a great experience. So.
Wow. That's so good, Dana. And it's true, because sometimes the changes are obvious, right? So for the past year, like, we've been really on virtual because of COVID, right? So it's been wonderful to open up this dialogue and speak every week with, all different survivors and community experts. And everyone is very different. So you may have someone that lost both breasts. You may have someone that lost one breast. You may have someone that had reconstruction on one. So it's a lot bigger than the natural breast, right? Then you add in lymphedema and all these. They're never the same. Or you get brand new ones, which is not a boob job, of course, we know, and it's not the same. They might not have nipples, right? So it's all these different factors. And we view ourselves harshly anyway, pre-cancer, with our bodies and bathing suits and things like that. Then you add in that factor, and all you can find is, I'm just going to say it, older lady bathing suits.
Terrible. Yeah.
It's like you feel humiliated. You feel bad about yourself. But when you see something beautiful that's designed for a body that looks like yours and is sexy, like, it's so beautiful to see the stay flat movement and things like that moving forward.
Yeah.
No. I love the bathing suit you had up in the corner. That was a stay flat gal, and it was a bikini, and it was very sexy. So I think it was so important. But so since you were designing and doing all these things, obviously you're very creative, and you have a lot of research and knowledge on all this. Any advice for a survivor or a fighter, who is looking for a bathing suit and trying to figure that out? Any advice going into that?
I think I've almost come full circle with my research a little bit. Going in, I was like, gosh, I can't wear any of these suits. They don't fit me. And to be honest, I do wear some non-mastectomy suits. Marc Jacobs, he has a great suit that actually I wore. Gosh, I'm wearing this thing thin. It's just great, but it's a really comfortable suit. It fits me, and that's the important thing is, look for the suit that fits you. Go out, try them on, and don't be concerned about, once again, the noise about what everybody else is wearing. Find what suits you. Target, I have to say, they came out with a mastectomy swimwear line finally, and I find it fine. I actually bought a couple of them just to try them out, and they fit great. And they have all different types. They have, the tie at the neck, high chest area, the high, and then, they just have all different kinds. So I just say, go out. You don't have to necessarily look in the category of women who've been diagnosed with breast cancer and mastectomy swimwear. You can actually wear swimwear that hasn't been made for women like myself, So it just depends on the designer and how they've made the suit.
Sorry, go ahead.
A lot of them are coming with built-in shelf bras. So if you do need a prosthetic, I just open up the hole a little bit better, and I just put my prostheses in.
It's really interesting. You touched upon something. You're like, it's really what makes you feel good, right? So, for instance, my husband and I went, we spent about a week at the beach a couple of weeks ago, and I bought this one piece, look at Michelle, much older woman, because I have not been in a bathing suit in, I'd say, about 8 years. And it was one piece, it was cut low at the thigh, it was cut high up. Now, I didn't have a mastectomy, but through reconstruction, I have one bigger, fuller, and then lymphedema driven arm side of my body. This is the natural side, so it's smaller and it droops lower, right? Yeah, this one's great. They reconstructed beautiful. This one's real.
Yeah, it's like you need to look on one side and
right. So I was like, here I came out in this, it was probably, I would say something, maybe someone much older, even though I am mature, something somebody would wear. And my husband was like, come on, babe, stop. Yeah. And I was like, no, my belly, I've gained 20 pounds post-menopause in COVID and I'm uncomfortable. He's like, please just stop, just stop. And I ended up wearing a bikini where I took the pad out, opened up the hole, took the pad out of the one, left the pad in the other side. Like, yes, the one I posted, which I didn't want to post and Michelle made me.
Yes.
Well, my whole point was I was as embarrassed and weird as I felt in that blue bikini. Releasing that felt 1,000 times better than how I felt in that black older woman's one piece.
Yeah.
I was ready to go on the beach with that kind of old lady one piece because I was hiding. I was like, no, it's not my past body.
Why were you doing that? Were you hiding from the whole thing, or were you being you there? Were you, or,
No, I was hiding because I was looking back. I wasn't walking the talk that I preach. I was like, well, I used to have this and I used to weigh this and I used to have a flat stomach and I used to have this. I used to have 2 same sized arms. And when I did that, I sent myself into a very dark vibration and very like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it, like old. Now, I don't like the term old, but you know what I mean? Like immature, less styled bathing suit. And so I like what you're saying about being comfortable. It was actually more comfortable for me to put on a bikini and feel jiggly and a little uncomfortable than how I felt in that older woman's one piece bathing suit.
And you were being you, and did you have a much better day because of that?
I let it out. Girl, she could whine on the beach. Did you see that video? I was like, yoo-hoo! Let it fly.
Yeah, and you looked so happy and just vibrant, and that's what matters. And, that's, I don't know, what is it? My trainer told me, my horse trainer, because when you're riding, you have to have your shoulders back. And she actually helped me get my shoulder. She goes, do you realize that you have your shoulder in? My right shoulder. She said, you're hiding yourself.
Ah.
And so I now realize that I was hiding my chest. I was hiding everything. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Took someone else to tell me that.
That's pretty amazing that they were able to.
I didn't know. I had no clue. I thought I was fine. She's like, no, you're actually like, so I'm like,
it's subliminally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not.
It's funny what our bodies do to protect ourselves, right? Like it just.
It's amazing. Well, let me ask you something. I know, listen, COVID affected everything. It affected everything all of us are doing, and I know we talked prior, about where we're moving forward or what we're all trying to figure out. So what I want to do is not ask you so much now about the COVID world and where you're going, but do you have any advice for maybe another woman entrepreneur who wants to get out there and create something different like you did?
Oh, I say go with it. Have fun. If it's something that you're passionate about, do it. Because your passion doesn't feel like work, right? If you feel really passionate about it, you're going to want to put 110% into it, right? And you got to learn from your failures. Failures are good, actually, in some ways, because that's how you reinvent the things and how you move on a different path. So don't let if you start out, and you have some setbacks, don't let those setbacks be the end all. Just say, oh, okay, I'm learning here, and just keep moving forward, because that's just what it's all about. And just have fun with it, and just realize, why am I doing this? Just ask yourself that. every day. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I having fun? Is it not taking everything out of me? And if it isn't, then just go forward and do it.
I love that. Well, now let me ask you, because I know that you are balancing a lot. You're balancing a lot between health, between home, between family, between, what the future, I know you're living in the now, might look like for designing and things like that. Any words of advice then for a survivor who feels overwhelmed, who is sitting now like you are with a family and dealing with like all kinds of things?
Well, first of all, you got to put yourself first. And as a mother, that's like the last thing you think that I would say, But I think somebody said it best with my energy healer. When I first started going to her and I was in treatment, because I was always putting my son first. And I still do, he's my son. But she said, when you're on an airplane and they say, and they're doing the emergency procedures, which a lot of us don't listen to anymore. If you fly a lot, you're like, whatever, just get on with it. I want to watch my movie. And what do they say with when the air?
Yes, put it on yourself first before you put it on when the oxygen mask drops.
Breathe, right? You can't help others if you can't breathe. So they say, put it on you and then put it on your child. And so that's what she told me. And I'm like, I never thought about that. Because you're trying to put the oxygen on your kid, or you're trying to help your kid first. Meanwhile, you're completely failing. You're completely dying. You're just, it's just, and I've been there many times, and it doesn't work if you don't help yourself.
I love that. Yeah. So what I'm gathering from everything you've said is like, go for it, have fun. If it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. But just live in that moment. And if it's joyous, keep moving, take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself
first. It's going to be hard work with a business, but if it feels like you are just like drowning and all the doors are shutting and it doesn't feel natural, then maybe that's not the right path. Or you need to, rethink the strategy a little bit, but, hard work, but if there's passion behind it, it should all fall into place. It really should.
I love it. Well, you're amazing. So fun to talk to. So inspirational, so fun, so beautiful, so giving. And, we love that you came to share yourself with the community. That's
live
amazing.
in person. We had you.
It's a blessing to be here. I mean, 10 years ago, I really thought I only have 6 months left to live, and everybody's like, my doctor's like, you're going to be dancing at your son's wedding. And still, that's still a long ways off, but I didn't believe her. I'm like, no, I mean, I grew up in the 80s when cancer was a death sentence.
Yeah.
And if you get diagnosed with cancer, it was like, you're done, and I didn't believe her. And now here I am 10 years later. Yes, I've had multiple battles, but that just goes to show just how much they are trying to with research out there. They could do more, but
Well, thank you for sharing that, because we have so many metastatic in our community. So that is like so important to hear. And we know we're going to talk to you in 10 more years from now. So
that'll be an interesting conversation.
Yes, I'm going to tell you that I will not be wearing bikini 10 years from now.
I will make her wear a bikini.
No. But you are the best. Thank you. We hope you come back and join us and chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for living in real time. Absolutely.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Well, as always, everyone, stay strong, stay positive. You are beautiful, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.